Good morning, everyone. This is Charalambos Pissouros, Senior Analyst at IronFX, bringing you the morning comment for the 12th of May. Bank of England, last Super Thursday before the referendum. The Bank of England will hold its last Super Thursday before the EU membership referendum, where the monetary policy decision, the meeting minutes, and the quarterly inflation report will be released at the same time. Governor Carney will also present the inflation report at a press conference following the rate decision. Officials are widely expected to remain on hold at this gathering by a unanimous 9-0 vote. Therefore, the focus is likely to shift on the updated economic projections of the inflation report and any Brexit comments by Governor Carney at the press conference. Although in the Q&A session, journalists may back Carney into a corner regarding Britain's future, the governor is likely to adopt a neutral stance and indicate that the bank has made contingency plans for both scenarios, thereby evading the political discussion as much as he can. As for the projections, having in mind that the UK economy has slowed considerably since February's inflation report, we believe that the bank may revise down its near-term GDP growth forecasts in order to reflect the referendum uncertainty currently weighed on economic activity. Officials may also downgrade their short-term inflation estimates to reflect the delayed spending and investment decisions from businesses, though we consider this a lower probability scenario, partly due to the recent rebound in commodity prices. Any notable downward revisions in the Bank of England's projections could bring the pound under renewed selling interest. That said, we would be cautious to treat any potential changes in the forecasts as an indication of the bank's future rate path, as the factors that led to the revisions could quickly dissipate in the aftermath of a stay vote. In Norway, the Norges Bank will gather to decide on monetary policy as well. The forecast is for the bank to stand pat while it monitors the effects of its previous measures. Governor Øystein Olsen will hold a press conference following the rate decision. Officials did not hold back at the latest meeting and reduced the benchmark interest rate by 25 basis points, citing weakening prospects for growth and inflation. They maintained a strong easing bias moving forward and noted that as the effects of the krone's past depreciation unwind, inflation will drift down. Indeed, NOK has strengthened considerably since the latest meeting, but that appreciation is partly due to the rebound in oil prices. Higher oil prices in turn imply higher prospects for investment and growth in the Norwegian economy, as the oil and gas sector constitutes approximately 25% of GDP and more than 50% of exports. We therefore believe that officials may be tolerant of some appreciation in the krone for now, as the stronger currency may not be an immediate threat to inflation. After all, both the headline and the core CPI rates are currently above the Norges Bank target. Given that there are some expectations for further easing, NOK could reverse some of its recent losses following the decision. However, we expect the bank to reiterate its easing bias, something that may limit any positive reaction in the krone. As for today's indicators, we get Norway's GDP growth for the first quarter, and expectations are for a rebound following a contraction in the fourth quarter. Nevertheless, as we get this at the same time as the rate decision, we expect the release to pass unnoticed. Sweden will release its inflation data for April. The headline CPI is expected to have accelerated somewhat, while the CPIF is forecast to have remained unchanged. At its April meeting, the Riksbank kept rates unchanged, but expanded its bond purchasing program by 45 billion SEK in order to safeguard the upturn in inflation. Therefore, even though the CPIF is expected to have held steady, a modest acceleration in the headline inflation could reduce the odds for any further easing in the near term and thereby support SEK at the release. From Eurozone, we get industrial production for March, but this is usually not a major market mover. In the US, initial jobless claims for the week ended on the 6th of May are expected to have declined from previously, while the 4-week moving average is forecast to have risen. Besides Governors Carney and Olsen, we have two more speakers on today's agenda: ECB Vice President Vitor Constancio and Boston Fed President Eric Rosengren. For more information, including technical analysis, please read the full comment on IronFX.com or download our app and get all the information you need to trade. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google Plus to get more trading ideas. This is Charalambos Pissouros, Senior Analyst at IronFX, wishing you solid trading.